You need to be stronger or you need to be lighter if you want to go faster on your bike uphill. Hey everyone, it's Graeme Street. You're joining me here on cyclo-core.com or of course my YouTube channel. And I'm going to be answering a really important question from Seamus, who wrote to me earlier in the week regarding climbing speed or climbing performance. If you've seen some of my other videos, we've talked a few times now about the strength to weight ratio. Basically, how strong and efficient you are at pedaling your bike, in particular uphill in this case, compared to how much you weigh. If strength goes up and weight remains the same, you're going to climb faster, at least on paper. We're going to go over a little bit more detail here in a second. If your strength remains the same and your weight goes down, again on paper, you should be able to climb faster. So Seamus writes in here, Graeme, I completed your CYCLO90 base last week and gained 17% power on my FTP according to testing on Trainer Road, which is an excellent gain, by the way. We usually see between 12 and 15% gains in your functional threshold power, that centerpiece of helping us assess overall performance, a gain in strength, a gain in economy and efficiency. He continues to write on here, really happy about noticing the effects out on my rides and local climbs. However, I'd like to see more gains in the hills. What do you recommend for gaining more climbing strength and or dropping weight, as I know that may be a limiting factor of mine? I dropped 12 pounds using your base program with minimal changes in my eating. I feel I have about 10 more pounds to drop. Do you have any suggestions on getting that done quickly? Thanks for your help, Seamus. Really important questions and ones that I get a lot. So I thought I would give a couple examples. First of all, a lot of riders will tend to put too much emphasis in the weight category. And in particular, spending huge amounts of money, which I have also done over the years, on trying to lighten up the bike, going from a 17-pound bike down to a 16.5-pound bike, down to a 16-pound bike. Dropping weight off your bike is not a bad idea, but when you think about it as far as rate of return for what you spend, I want to remind you, for about every 100 grams dropped off a modern-day bicycle, it's going to cost you about $100. It's not a very good rate of return if it was an investment for me. You, however, always have a lot more pounds that can be removed efficiently to get that strength-to-weight ratio working in your favor. That being said, strength is always my number one component to address. And the reason why is that it's something that can go directly after you, after your form, your function, the ability for you to produce muscular tension, neuromuscular control. These are the foundations for not just better climbing, but better cycling overall. And if you're avoiding these areas of building a stronger framework for your body as a whole, the strength to weight ratio will never really work in your favor. So it's always strong first, which is why, as Seamus pointed out here, using the CYCLO90 base program, he gained 17% power at his functional threshold levels. This is the result of addressing his key functional cycling-specific strength, both on the bike and off the bike, with the HIT sessions, the in-ride workouts, the CycloCore 2.0 workouts. Beyond strength, we now have to work with a critical component of efficiency. It's one thing to get strong. It's another thing to turn that strength into actual tangible efficiency. When we talk about efficiency, especially in relation to climbing, which is what we'll stay with this video, we're really talking about how much power you can produce, how many watts of energy your body can produce. I know many of you don't have a power meter. That's okay. I know many of you are using my CYCLO90 base and in-season HIT sessions that are included with that package with Trainer Road, which is a partner site of mine. I have the power profiles posted there for you that you can use your own functional threshold power based on the testing you do. That way, when you're doing all the 17 different HIT sessions that are posted there, you can get an assessment and real-world understanding of how much power are you actually producing. So if you're doing Climbing God's Super Strength, HIT session number 5, if you're doing HIT session number 7, Muscular Endurance Master, these workouts are going to help you ascertain just how much strength, how much efficiency you're pumping out, because getting strong has to be converted to efficiency. Once the efficiency is there, then we need to tap into what's called your capacity. Your capacity goes basically beyond your power. I think a lot of you that are kind of new or being introduced into power think, well, if my FTP goes up, my riding performance is going to go up across the boards. And on paper, that's true for many of us, but there's much more to gaining speed or performance on a bike than just power alone. The idea is to, of course, take the same amount of power and get more speed or performance out of it for less effort on your part. And that's where we really equate capacity. So if strength is up, efficiency is up, now I'm tackling my efficiency rate and how high my heart rate can pump at that particular wattage, how long I can sustain that effort, which is hypercritical when it comes to climbing. The last thing on my list here, you'll see, is weight. And again, many of you do it the polar opposite. Well, I want to get lighter. I want to spend money to get carbon wheels or a lighter bicycle frame. Look, I'm not saying, again, you can't do that. But if you're avoiding the foundation, the capacity, the efficiency, the power ratios, the strength, you're missing out. And I want to give you an example, using myself as an example, to prove to you what I mean. So bear with me. I drew up 3 cue cards here for you, and I want you to pay close attention to me. Currently, right now, give or take, my threshold wattage is about 320 watts, noted here. Again, that's the strength component. This is the amount of wattage that I can put out for, on paper, about 30 to 60 minutes. My functional threshold or zone for power. Not bad. It's gone up significantly over the past couple weeks and months using the same programs that you use with CYCLO90. My current weight is about 168 pounds and looking to drop from here. We'll talk about that here in a second. So if I take that and I divide it into kilograms, I'm approximately 76 kilograms. That means my strength to weight ratio right now is a 4.21. That's with 320 watts of functional threshold power divided by my weight in kilograms. Now, as a comparison, let's say that I focused on jumping to dropping weight without any changes in my strength, economy, or efficiency. And I dropped 3 pounds. Now, the same scenario, my power has not changed. It still stays here at 320 watts, all things being equal. I now have dropped 3 pounds, or basically 1 kilogram, give or take, off my total mass. That means now that my strength to weight ratio is a 4.26. So it's gone up about 0.05. So it's gone up, and it's definitely going to be a noticeable effect in general in my climbing. But here's another comparison. Let's say that my weight remained the exact same, no change in weight, but my functional threshold power went up from addressing strength, efficiency, and capacity. And that, of course, comes through our training, which is really the key goals of both my CYCLO90 Base and definitely my CYCLO90 In-Season protocols, which is all based around taking the strength from base and turning it into capacity. That means that my functional threshold power jumped 10 watts. It's now at 330 watts with no change in weight. I have not dropped a single ounce or pound. Now, look at my strength to weight ratio, 4.34. So here's where we started, 4.21 at 320 and 76, no change in weight. Now I'm at 330. I've only added 10 watts. Doesn't seem like it's a lot, but when you look at the ratio change, now I've jumped basically a 0.12. Now that's a 0.13, excuse me. And what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is that this formula of strength, efficiency, capacity, and then addressing your weight is really the end game for us as everyday cyclists, or even professional level cyclists will tell you the same. It's not that you can't be dropping weight while you're getting stronger or building your efficiency. As Seamus pointed out here, he dropped 12 pounds using the base program. But what I'm focused on as the expert and person doing the work with him is that he gained strength, efficiency, and capacity first. The weight came off as a subsequent bonus for the metabolic workouts that we have in CYCLO90 Base. Now that he's shifting into his in-season, which is what he's doing now, he's looking to drop an additional pounds. Then this formula is correct, because now, as those 3 things are higher, okay, that strength component, that efficiency component is higher, now as he begins to drop weight, okay, now the bump up really begins to come. Okay, so if he can drop that 10 pounds, which I'm going to go over here in a second, now we're going to see that strength to weight ratio go up significantly. Is that starting to make sense? It needs to, because this basic math and this basic formula is tried and true. And I think if you are looking at it from a progressive point of view, with gaining more strength, more efficiency, your technique, your pedal strokes, how much effort it takes you to go up a specific hill, how long or how efficient are you over a set distance or time. And of course, again, these things are all addressed in the training that I provide. And if you're not using my programs, you need to be considering this overall basic schematic and formula. Last thing is that capacity. I need to get more out of my heart, my cardiorespiratory system, my muscular endurance. When those things are at their peak, and again, you will hit a wall with your strength. I don't care how good the program is, including mine, you'll eventually begin to cap out at how much strength and efficiency you can get. Okay? Then we begin to address the weight loss component with maintaining a high efficiency and capacity rate. Now when these things two merge, now you're going to go hit your local climbs and you're going to crush it. So to answer your question, Seamus, I wanted to make sure that everyone had an understanding of strength-to-weight ratio here. Strength first, technique and efficiency second, which again, you've already conquered both of those things, Seamus, which shows in your 17% gain in FTP. Now, as you shift into CYCLO90 In-Season, I would recommend in this case moving to the 4-week climbing power plan in CYCLO90 In-Season. It comes with both mountain bike and road plans, but in particular, since he wants to target his climbing efficiency and capacity, the climbing plan will be the best suited. And in conjunction with that, since weight loss is a goal, the training alone, as you move from CYCLO90 Base, anyone that's already shifted into CYCLO90 In-Season, I know thousands of you already have, myself included, you'll automatically see some weight loss just from the increase in volume of training and intensity of training. Your body will become a machine, and that will begin to eat excess body fat for you. If you need to supplement that with a better diet strategy, look to my Cyclo-FUEL nutrition plan, which I have listed for you below, and in particular the 7-day fat loss protocol, which should be used about probably once every 3 to 4 weeks maximum. It's an aggressive protocol to basically shift your metabolic rate in conjunction with the training to get a higher rate of return of body fat loss. Because remember, the goal here, if you start starving yourself like many cyclists do, you're going to see a drop off in power. So although you're going to see a drop in weight, you're going to also tend to see a subsequent drop in capacity, in strength. Because if you're starving yourself, your body's not getting the nutrients it needs to fuel the system to make the strength go up. So remember, it's a give and take. And you have to find out for yourself where that give and take is. I know for myself, right now at about 320, 330, I'm pretty much at my cap. Meaning that I could probably push it to 335, 340 watts, maybe even higher. But to do that puts me in a danger zone of kind of falling off that performance cliff, so to speak. Because as you continue to try to push your body beyond that cap, especially in the strength component, you begin to run that razor's edge. Which is why my in-season plans are so short. They're very powerful, 4 weeks a pop, 4 weeks per segment, and very specific. And that's there for a reason, because if I go any longer than that with each specific protocol without subsequent recovery, you're going to pop. Especially if we want to begin to start dropping some weight. So keep that in mind. All of you riders that want to ride stronger, including Seamus, the strength comes first, the efficiency, then the capacity. Again, capacity is really dictated on how efficient you're utilizing your cardiorespiratory system with the strength that you've gained. So once that strength hits a somewhat of a maximum, now we need to raise the heart rate values around that number so we're getting more out of that strength. And then, of course, adding in or dropping out the excess weight. You are the engine, my friends. You are the machine. The bike is just the tool. Focus on you and you'll get your greatest rate of return. My friends, I hope these tips are helpful. Please share them with friends and, of course, fellow club members or people in your group or on Strava or on Facebook or wherever the heck you may be sharing information. If you don't have CYCLO90 Base, that's where you want to begin regardless of the time of year or why you ride. That's going to gain the strength, the efficiency, and the capacity. Once you are done with that, then you shift into CYCLO90 In-Season. We begin to ramp capacity way up and begin to shift the metabolic process to get the weight off. If you need help with the diet, check out the Cyclo-FUEL. I think it's going to be helpful. I'll talk to you soon.